centre-back with Rio Ferdinand, and Wes Brown occupies the right-back position. So no changes from Saturday's game. David Beckham comes onto the bench.
Yeah, you know, after last week's performance, you couldn't really see the team changing as long as there wasn't any injuries. And it doesn't surprise me one bit there. You know, it's hopefully we'll get the same performance as Saturday.
We've put Ryan Giggs behind Ruud van Nistelrooij, but I think we're possibly expecting Paul Scholes to take that role more.
I'm not sure. I mean, when we played him here, when we lost in the cup, I think if you remember back, I think we played a ball over the top and Ryan skinned Keown, went round Campbell.
News for them, most significantly, was that David Seaman was ill this afternoon and he declared himself unfit for the game. Gilberto came in to midfield to partner Patrick Vieira, who there was a small injury doubt regarding him this afternoon as well. Dennis Bergkamp and Thierry Henry started up front for Arsenal. So you would expect Arsenal to line up like that?
Yeah. I mean, both teams play that similar way, 4-4-2. You know, it's a good.
David Beckham. The biggest game of the season is something of an understatement, as the Premiership's two most successful clubs lock horns again. 30 league championships between these two. It'll be 31 by the end of the season. But which of these two teams will be celebrating? What happens in the next 90 minutes could go a long way to providing your answer.
A lot of nerves out there, Steve, at the start of such an important game. And sometimes little flukes can help to win matches. We saw that at Old Trafford, the free kick Arsenal got, the wicked deflection. Things like that can happen in football matches. Maybe it's time United got a break.
It's been built up and up and up, and it is a real electric atmosphere inside Highbury, where United are due a result. They've lost 5 of their last 6 visits in League and Cup. A solitary win back in '99 when they won the championship, courtesy of 2 Roy Keane goals that day. This is Arsenal with the first attack though, with Ashley Cole. And he's got the cross in, away by Ferdinand. Pirès. And overhit by Nicky Butt.
Yeah, just a nervous little touch from Nicky there, not under a great deal of pressure.
Campbell to Keown. Long one towards Dennis Bergkamp, went in the air by Silvestre, playing centre-half just as he did when United beat Arsenal at home in the Premiership earlier in the season. He's alongside Wes Brown that day. He's playing right back tonight, just as he did last time out against Newcastle.
Yeah, and straight away, Steve, Ryan Giggs has moved in alongside Ruud van Nistelrooij, just the way as he done on Saturday at Newcastle. Hoping his pace can create problems through the middle.
Silvestre's clearance. It's an Arsenal throw. Solskjær continuing down the right-hand side. Goals against Liverpool and Newcastle. And that means David Beckham starts on the substitutes bench, having recovered from his hamstring injury. It's a United free kick. John O'Shea, big moment for him tonight. Got a second bite at the cherry there. This is Lauren for Arsenal. And Gilberto. O'Shea's got a chase on here, but Fabian Barthez is quickly out. Interesting battles on both flanks. O'Shea up against Ljungberg, Pirès and Brown.
Well, we think sometimes the way John O'Shea plays, Ljungberg might have to do more defending than John O'Shea. Let's hope that's the case.
Here is O'Shea to Scholes. Hat-trick last time out, of course. A little tentative. Stuart Taylor's first touch.
You're talking about Stuart Taylor's first touch, Steve. You'd think you'd like to get something thrown in on top of the goalkeeper earlier on, or get a shot to deal with.
Pirès. Brown in strongly. The pitch has been watered prior to kick-off. That little bit of fizz on the surface.
Well, both teams prefer it that way, Steve. Makes for good passing.
Nicky Butt blasted that one at Van Nistelrooij, who took it well. But, that won't cause too many problems for Arsenal. Now Keown. Stuart Taylor only starting a Premiership game for the 5th time this season, and he has been in the Arsenal side that lost at Blackburn and drew at Villa in recent weeks. Arsene Wenger forced to make the change tonight after David Seaman went down with a heavy cold. Foul by Bergkamp.
Nicky Butt straight away uses his elbow, Steve. He uses his elbow to try to get leverage there, and he clatters Silvestre. I mean, how often has he done that? Dennis Bergkamp. That's an elbow. That's an elbow in his face. That's a bookable offence, Steve, so early in the game. Got away with it. We saw Shearer do that on Saturday at Newcastle, and he got away with it.
Mark Halsey is tonight's referee. He's officiated United once this season. That was also in London. That was a 1-1 draw at West Ham. Vieira and Keane clashing for the first time. Now Ljungberg for Arsenal. Arsenal throw. Arsenal looking for their 6th successive home league win. United have won 5 of their last 6 away. Both teams' recent good form being put to the test against each other tonight. And there's certainly evidence of nerves on both sides at the moment.
Well, you can see that with the passing early on, Steve. It's not very accurate, is it?
Silvestre's pace in there. There's a lot of United fans I was talking to, you know, Pat, very happy to see Silvestre at centre-half.
Well, he's been magnificent there any time he's played there, hasn't he?
Just seeing a shot there, Patrick Vieira with a big bandage on his right leg, Pat.
Well, I watched him before the game, Steve, and he didn't kick very many balls. So maybe they've took a chance with him.
No Ray Parlour tonight either in the 16. He's out with a hamstring injury. Here is Vieira. He doesn't look to be moving that freely. Keown's ball forward, headed away by Ferdinand. Bergkamp finds Thierry Henry. Good foot in from O'Shea. Ferdinand once more. He missed the Premiership win at Old Trafford through injury. Finds Solskjær, who finds Wes Brown. He's got Pirès putting him under pressure. Couldn't find Solskjær. Vieira. Ooh, Laurent got away with that. Scholes put him under pressure. Did well in the end, the Cameroon international. And here he is again. Foul by Keane.
Yeah, it was a free kick. No complaints from Roy.
Mark Halsey's 21st game in the Premiership this season. Not too much doubt about this one.
Yeah, it's just a block. It's a free kick, no question about it. But it's Roy Keane, so he'll get more abuse than anybody else.
Henry is behind it. Headed away by John O'Shea. Henry then beats Giggs in the air. Not the greatest contact from Butt, then given away by Silvestre. Pirès to Vieira. A few meaty challenges there. United come away with the ball and come away well. Brown. To Nicky Butt. Fouled by Vieira.
Just the exact same as what Roy Keane done a few seconds ago. When you're the home crowd, you don't agree with the referee's decision, but in Roy Keane's case, you do.
Scholes to Keane. Lost him a little wide. Solskjær now. There's not a lot of time, more space for either side to operate at the moment. This is Wes Brown. And that's Butt to Solskjær. And that's a decent ball in, and Scholes was arriving.
Should have scored, Steve. He should have scored. You'll not get many better chances than that, Paul Scholes. That's a great ball in from Ollie. He'll be disappointed, Paul, that he's not put that away. That's a great opportunity so early in the game. Oh, he'll be disappointed. So is he. Yeah, he knows it's a chance as well. You hear him say there, Scholes, that was a great chance.
Scored here in this fixture last season. But what a wonderful opportunity to give United the lead. We're only talking prior to kick-off, Paddy and I. This is the 22nd match between these two in the Premiership, and in 19 of those previous 21, the team who've scored first have either won or certainly not lost the game.
Well, as you said, Steve, I didn't realise how important the first goal is, and that should have been it from Paul Scholes.
Keane to Wes Brown. Laurent back to Taylor. And he takes a second touch.
Oh, he should have taken a chance there, Ryan. And just to slow down a little bit, he should have taken a chance.
Arsene Wenger, the only manager to have won more games against Alex Ferguson. This is their 20th meeting as managers in all competitions tonight. Solskjær up against Ashley Cole. Away by Gilberto to Vieira. Henry is away. Silvestre is going to have to get back here. Well cut out by Keane and away by Silvestre. First time Thierry Henry has been released from the shackles. Vieira.
Well, that's a dive, that's a bookable offence as well, Steve. Nobody's touched him and he's gone down.
Scholes to Van Nistelrooij. Oh, Gilberto had one little go at him and then a second.
Well, that's a little bit of a late challenge, but I'll tell you something, Bergkamp's a bit lucky up the other end, Steve. He's went down. Nobody, or rather
Vieira.
Vieira it was, yes, it went down. Nobody near him. Got away with it. Well, he'll be sitting there, David. I wish it was me that was taking this free kick.
He'll be glad it isn't. When he can hit them. Scholes is behind it as well. It's a fair way out.
I'm not so sure that's 10 yards from the ball.
Nicky Butt is in the wall. It's Scholes and it's blocked. Now Keane. Now Nicky Butt. It's not a bad ball to Solskjær. They can go anywhere and it almost came to Nicky Butt. It was Vieira away. Who certainly isn't moving as freely as normal. No question about that with Patrick Vieira tonight. Sol Campbell suspended, of course, for United's win in the Premiership at Old Trafford. He finds Ashley Cole. Bergkamp. Silvestre sticking closely to Henry. Now Laurent. Pirès. Well held up by United. Crowd appealed, the players didn't. It's a great bit of play by Vieira to Bergkamp. And over the top from Ljungberg, the offside flag was up anyway.
Yeah, great little touch from Patrick Vieira there, wasn't it? Even though he's the opposition, you've still got to admire good play when you see it, Steve. Lovely bit of skill by him.
Sol Campbell won that one. Where's Brown? It's a long one from Nicky Butt. Laurent was always favourite, but it's dropped to O'Shea. Giggs' touch didn't find Van Nistelrooij, only Sol Campbell. Both sides giving the ball away early on. All part of the occasion, that, I
guess.
guess.
Playing at frantic pace, Steve, that's the reason why. Frantic stuff out there.
Here goes O'Shea. Ljungberg sticking to him.
Well, that's great play by John O'Shea, wasn't it? It certainly wasn't out. I don't know what he's complaining about, Ljungberg.
Real determination there.
Yeah.
Well, game number 52 for Manchester United tonight. His 50th appearance was in the Bernabeu. Not a bad stadium to celebrate 50 games for United. Silvestre. Pirès now to Vieira. Bergkamp dropping a little deeper for Arsenal. Trying to find Robert Pirès. Ferdinand had to make it. If he didn't, this is Henry. United players around. Flag is
offside anyway. Well done, referee. Keep the game flowing.
Solskjær. Campbell in the way. Pulsating. Bergkamp. Now Laurent. Ball in from the 26-year-old, and again the offside flag is up.
The offside flag, and he's gave Rio Ferdinand a little bit of a push as well.
Well, it's unrelenting. Ball immediately back in play. Nicky Butt, who's celebrating his 350th game for United tonight, will be celebrating even more if it's 3 points. Terrific milestone for him as well. There he is challenging Vieira, and unfairly, says Mark Halsey.
Yeah, a little push by Nicky, and Vieira's back. Nicky, I think, looks the obvious one out there. It's picking up Vieira every time he goes free.
This time it's an Arsenal free kick. This is their 53rd game in all competitions so far this season, Arsenal. They've already notched 100 goals. And 27 of them have come from that man Thierry Henry. Which is why, along with Ruud van Nistelrooij and Paul Scholes today, he's been nominated on the shortlist for this year's PFA Player of the Year. There's a fair way out here. He goes for Keown.
Well, that's good defending. I mean, the United players are not happy with the referee. They think he's climbed all over Mikel Silvestre, Martin Keown, but still a good header by Mikel Silvestre.
Everyone bar Van Nistelrooij is back. Pirès to take the corner. O'Shea got something on it. This is Bergkamp, now Ljungberg. Back to Robert Pirès. Vieira, and that's overhit, thankfully. Barthez having a word with John O'Shea.
Well, I think Vieira playing that ball, he felt it to me, Steve. It looked as if he winced a little bit. I mean, he doesn't usually overhit them as bad as that, Patrick Vieira. He's not happy with himself.
He knows all about the French threat, of course. And he doesn't need reminding of this afternoon in this fixture last season either. Ljungberg. Ferdinand just a little hesitant, and Henry. I think Keane was forced to come across.
Well, he's done the right thing, Rob. I think he got a little bit of the break there. Henry, a couple of times. Roy does the right thing, get it out.
Sol Campbell has made his way forward once again. Pirès will take the corner once again. United need to keep their concentration here. Came off O'Shea once more, away by Scholes. Now Giggs. Given straight back to Ashley Cole. And that came off Ryan Giggs. Ljungberg got there first. Cole. Bergkamp dropping deep for Arsenal. Arsenal have a decent home record as well. They have lost 4 times in the Premiership, but they've not failed to take maximum points here in the Premiership since Liverpool drew on the 29th of December. As I say, they're going for their 6th successive win here at Highbury. But United's away form has certainly been Championship stuff recently. Now Giggs to O'Shea. Scholes' touch. Van Nistelrooij's onside! How did that not go in?
Should have took an extra touch, Steve, that's why. He could have taken an extra touch. Great bit of play and a lovely flick on by Paul Scholes. If it takes a touch here, just control it and then play it. He decides to play it first time, puts it over the bar. If he controls it there, Steve, the goalie's lost.
I have to say, 2 really good chances for United. 2
really great chances, Paul Scholes and now Ruud van Nistelrooij.
Neither taken. Bergkamp. Giggs. There was not a lot on, so he decided to carry the ball instead. Still got it. Now Butt. United forward in numbers here. Keane didn't see O'Shea. That's put them in trouble, but Vieira redeemed the Arsenal situation. Pirès. Brown penalised.
Yeah, he does give him a little push, but Pirès always goes down very easily, doesn't he? He just touches him and down he goes. I'll tell you what an opportunity that was for Ruud van Nistelrooij. If he takes the extra touch, Steve, he scores.
And United have another set piece to defend now. In from Henry. Campbell got a touch, but thankfully no power. Comfortable for Fabian Barthez.
Yes, I think it was blocked, Steve. He never got any freedom to get a free header, Campbell. Easy for the goalkeeper.
And Scholes keep that in, it'll zip off the surface. Difficult to measure. It's a tight pitch here at Highbury as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot. The pitch has been watered, which obviously they do at Old Trafford as well. And the minute it hits the ground, it's going to pick up pace.
Well, Paul Scholes and Ruud van Nistelrooij have both had good chances for the first goal tonight. Scholes on the back of that hat-trick at Newcastle. 17 for the season, his best return by far ever. And he's now just 2 goals away from 100 career goals. Should only be 1, arguably. Keown. Away by Silvestre. Touch from Giggs. Gets it back from Van Nistelrooij. And he returns the favour. And Van Nistelrooij's in here. It's Ruud van Nistelrooij. This time he doesn't miss. His first ever goal against Arsenal. And United have that first goal. It wouldn't go in for him a couple of moments ago. but you felt that was never in doubt. 1-0 United.
Well, it's the build-up play that creates it, Steve. And then it's all power and courage after that. Little touch from Ryan Giggs. John O'Shea rids away. All courage and power and pace, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Tremendous stuff by Ruud van Nistelrooij, but that shouldn't be his first goal, should it? He's getting pushed and pulled. Doesn't make any difference. Well, he's a happy man, Alex.
How important could the first goal be?
Well, Steve, don't want to keep harping on about it, but it shouldn't have been the first goal, should it? Should have been the third.
Now the questions will be asked of Arsenal. Tigerish play from Wes Brown. Cole got back. Two good pals off the pitch. Nicky Butt went flying in there.
Well, he makes it look good, doesn't he? He makes it look so good, Pirès. Dear me.
And thankfully Mark Halsey's been sensible.
Well, he's jumped a mile in the air, Steve, before you've even gone near him. I mean, we spoke at one or two of the Arsenal players. They're not the most courageous players in the world when it comes to 50-50 balls. I think he's certainly one of them.
Keown's ball forward. Now Solskjær. We have to say that United, on chances, deserve that goal.
Steve, could have been a third, couldn't it? Very easily.
And at least they've taken one. Yeah,
they've taken one, and it was a great goal by Ruud, and I'll tell you something, a lot of it was his own work as well. Courage, determination and pace.
Ashley Cole, suddenly Highbury is not quite as noisy. Sol Campbell misses 3 Premiership games for Arsenal this season. That ball is too strong from him though. Conversations going on the Arsenal bench.
Well, he'll be looking at the way Ruud van Nistelrooij left Keown for dead, didn't he? Left the whole back, well, you can't blame the full back on the other side, but left the 2 central defenders for dead. Tremendous goal.
And he has now passed the figure that he notched last season of 36. Incredibly, he's 3 goals away from the 40-goal mark this year now.
Well, his goal-scoring record's tremendous, and I'll tell you something, Steve, he looks to me at this part of the season a lot fitter, faster and stronger than he's been for quite some time.
Ashley Cole. John O'Shea was favourite to win that, but it's all the way through to Fabian Barthez anyway. That one's overhit. Well, Stuart Taylor has hardly had hold of the ball. He could have easily been beaten 3 times. But he's been beaten once.
Might need more than that, Steve. I think we will.
United looking for their 8th title in 11 seasons. Arsenal looking for their 3rd title in 6 years. It will be going to one of these 2 clubs this season. United with their noses in front here tonight. Henry. Silvestre in strongly. Corner.
Yeah, good defending again by Michael Silvestre.
Well, he played Thierry Henry very well, didn't he, back at Old Trafford in the Premiership game?
Yes, he did, Steve, and you always think corner kicks, there's got so many tall players, Arsenal, but there could always be a threat from corners.
Pirès again to deliver. Important header from Roy Keane. Away by Scholes to the goal scorer Van Nistelrooij.
Well, that's a push by Cole. I mean, he exaggerates a little bit there, Ruud, afterwards, but he certainly was pushed.
Didn't get it though. Bergkamp for Arsenal. Now O'Shea. He's given it straight to Lauren. Ljungberg. O'Shea with a block to Giggs. Well, he looks like he's flying up there. Ryan Giggs in that position. Vieira stopped him there.
Brilliant match on Saturday at Newcastle, and it was a big lift for Ryan as well.
And Nistelrooij's got the throw. United 13 Premiership games unbeaten coming here. Remember, in early November they were in 9th in the Premiership. They came here 3 points ahead of Arsenal, albeit having played a game more, with 70 points under their belt. They were already 6 points behind by the time they met earlier in the season at Old Trafford. And Cole's gone down, holding the back of his head.
I think it's a clash of heads with Ole Solskjær. Ole won the ball, but I think Cole's caught Ole's head. That's why Ruud's kicked it out straight away.
This is the move for the goal.
A tremendous touch, isn't it? That's a great 1-2, and Ruud does it. It's all down to Ruud from then on, isn't it? Leaves everybody for dead. And that's a tremendous finish. I mean, you're taught he's running 40, nearly 50 yards there. Keown doesn't know whether to pull him down or what to do. If he pulls him down, he's off the pitch.
Great finish as well. Goal number 19 in the Premiership, number 37 overall, and in his 96th game for United, he's just scored his 73rd goal.
Yeah, fantastic record.
He's level on Premiership goals with that man as well. But he's now 10 ahead overall. Half an hour gone at Highbury. Your thoughts on the first half hour?
Been a real battle, and United, to be fair, have battled, Steve. They've battled and created a few chances. That was never out. That was never out, that, Steve. That's another situation where we've seen the linesman put his flag up before the ball's gone out.
Ashley Cole just returned after 5 games out for a hernia operation. Gilberto, the World Cup winner, got out by Silvestre. Lauren to Vieira. Brown's got to watch that. It's back to Henry to hit it first time. Important block.
Well, that's a free kick with Nicky Butt.
Referee agrees. But Solskjær it was with a block back there.
You're seeing the commitment from the United team in this first half so far, Steve. It's been tremendous.
Silvestre. That came off Scholes last. Now look at this. Adu is getting ready, and surely that's for Vieira.
I would think so. I would think so. I said to you before the game, Steve, he never kicked the ball in the pre-match kick-in, and he's limping badly.
He's heavily strapped there as well.
I think that'll be another boost for United, Steve, if he does go off.
Henry, away by Ferdinand. Play on, says the referee. Here is Vieira to Bergkamp. Tried to chip Fabian Barthez from a long way out. He's only got 6 goals this season, Dennis Bergkamp.
Yeah, he's going off. Patrick Vieira. I said to you before the game, watching him warming up and all that sort of thing, Steve, he doesn't look right to me at all. I suppose the manager's taking a chance. let's hope United can win this game, because he'll not be fit for Middlesbrough on Saturday either.
The gamble has not paid off. Patrick Vieira goes down the tunnel, and he goes down the tunnel with his side losing 1-0 as well. And the man who scored the last time Arsenal beat United, of course, this season in the FA Cup with that deflected free kick at Old Trafford, Edu is on.
Good player as well, Steve, but maybe not as good as, not as influential as Patrick Vieira, that's for sure.
So it's an all-Brazilian central midfield pairing now of Gilberto and Edu. Lauren to Gilberto, 26-year-old. Bergkamp. Now Giggs. Oh, lovely skill from Ryan Giggs. Arsenal cannot handle him at the moment. He's seen Solskjær in support. He was trying to thread it through to Scholes.
I'm surprised Ollie didn't go in and hit it. Surprised Ollie didn't go in and hit it.
Little loose from Nicky Butt. Henry. Solid challenge from Ferdinand.
Good challenge, and he's won the throw-in as well. No, just that earlier situation when the ball was put into Ollie Solskjær. I'm surprised he didn't go in and have a blasted goal, Steve. Not like Ollie to try and pass it to somebody else.
And it was set up again by some marvellous skill from Ryan Giggs.
Yes, tremendous.
Campbell's header comes through to Ljungberg. Good challenge again by Ferdinand.
Excellent challenge by Ferdinand.
And here come United. Solskjær. Ljungberg it was who got back. Pirès. And again the interception from Rio Ferdinand. 3 inside a minute.
Big long legs come in handy, don't they?
Solskjær goes all the way back to Fabian Barthez. Henry. Gilberto hadn't been picked up there. Fair challenge. Where's Brown? United are breaking forward with some menace.
Yeah, but I'm just watching Brown breaking forward, but Pirès doesn't. Pirès, great challenge again by Wes Brown. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with that. Oh, I thought it was a great challenge again by Wes. Situation, Wes has gone forward and Pirès stayed. Didn't go forward, didn't chase Wes Brown.
Silvestre. Now Gilberto. It's very difficult to find any time or space out there at the moment, such is the pace of the game.
Yeah, there's a great deal of a commitment from the United team as well. They're not giving anybody time to settle the ball. They're quite happy for Arsenal to have it there. There's no danger there.
Campbell into the feet of Henry. He was always looking for that and he didn't get it. It breaks to Ljungberg. Now Pirès. Wes Brown's read that one. Ashley Cole's kept it in though. Ferdinand across superbly again.
That's a great challenge again by Rio Ferdinand. That's 4 in a row.
Well, as you say, commitment is the key word back there. And,
he's down again. Steve, it's ludicrous how easy he goes down, isn't it? How easy he goes down, Pirès.
It's a shame with people with ability who do that, because he was last year's Player of the Year as well. Solskjær, I think, is making that point.
Yeah. Well, he's moved the ball about 5 or 6 yards, Bergkamp, from where the free kick should be taken. Well done, referee. It's another high ball into the box they've got to compete with.
They've dealt with them so far. In from Bergkamp. Keane again, not for the first time the man to get it away. Laurent for Arsenal. Edu. Still that shape of blue shirts back there, frustrating Arsenal. So he goes back to Ashley Cole on halfway.
Well, they can let them have it there, United. There's no danger there. Oh, easy was.
Pirès. Blasted into the feet of Bergkamp. Ferdinand stood strong. United have men over on the right-hand side, but that's too strong for Giggs.
Oh, dear me, just overhit it, Paul Scholes. It was a great break as well. 3 United players there.
Well challenged again by Silvestre. Knows all about Thierry Henry, of course. Played him very well, as we said earlier in the season. And so far, without tempting fate, he's doing another very good job tonight.
Well, Thierry Henry will know all about him as well, won't he? Know about his pace and his power, and might not fancy it too much.
Keown's header. Ferdinand out to O'Shea. Closed down by Ljungberg. John O'Shea finds Ferdinand again. Good play from United, composed, out to Brown. But Pirès nips it back. Now it's back with Butt. Barthez straight to Ljungberg, well won by Keane.
Great challenge by Roy.
Here goes O'Shea on one of those runs of his. He's round Laurent.
Oh, that's a free kick, and that's a bookable offence, that, referee, surely. That is a bookable offence, that.
He'd sold him twice.
Sold him the dummy again. And he's played the man and not the ball. We'll see it here. Watch this. Not interested in the ball. I'm going to get you, John O'Shea. And he does.
You have to admire this fella again, though, isn't it?
Well, what a worrying situation for Arsenal down the left-hand side when they know there's a full-back that can play like a left winger.
Now, more importantly, can they punish them in the best possible manner? Not with a ball in like that from Solskjær.
That's not what he's intending to do. I think he was aiming for that top left-hand corner. Got too much elevation on it. He'll be quite happy, David. He'll be thinking of the championship as well.
Still a long way to go, both in this match and in the season yet. If I tell you that only twice in 71 Premiership games have Arsenal failed to score, as another late challenge goes in.
Yeah, but it's from the back as well, Steve. This shows you a little frustration on Arsenal's part.
Keane felt that one. He was the goal hero the last time United won here, with both the goals. Gilberto's header. Bergkamp to Ljungberg. Who's overhit that one. Barthez was a little late to come for it, but just panicked for a split second there.
Well, he just happened to adjust his pants before he decided to come and catch it.
O'Shea has space again on this near left-hand side. He's off and running again. He's won the throw.
Yeah, he's off and running. He's made Henry Ljungberg run about 30-40 yards to come and stop him.
Scholes to Keane. But a good first half performance from United, this.
Well, it's a commitment, Steve's been fantastic so far. They've got Arsenal rocking a little bit, that's for sure.
Here's Giggs. Taylor comes, and Taylor takes. And bowls it straight to Freddie Ljungberg. Less than 90 seconds to half-time.
Oh, that's a good challenge. I like to see that. That is a good challenge, Wes Brown. That's a beautiful challenge. Mr. Pirès won't fancy that, won't fancy too much of that.
They do, looking for Pirès. Barthez out, and away by Keane.
Well, good play by Arsenal. The ball played in behind Rio Ferdinand, good defending by Roy Keane.
Last 60 seconds of normal time at the end of the first half. Ashley Cole into the arms of Barthez, and he needs someone to get a touch on those. O'Shea.
Oh, he's miskicked it, John O'Shea.
Campbell. Cole has to go back to Stuart Taylor. This time can't take the second touch. Barthez clearance. One minute of stoppage time. Well, if United can go in front, what a boost that will be.
Well, but unlucky, Steve, there could have been more than one in front, but they're one in front, which is the important factor. They have another battling display in the second half. It will be accepted by everyone in the United colours today, or tonight.
Henry's won the header. Pirès stretching. Final few seconds. Ljungberg has space here. It's gone back. They clip forward from Gilberto. Scholes is back there. Ljungberg goes down, and then the ball goes over the crossbar.
Ljungberg throws himself down. He's got a corner kick out, but Ljungberg throws himself down here. He knows he's not going anywhere. Little chip. He's not getting it, so I'll go down. That's ridiculous, that. Got away with it, Steve, as well.
Last action of the first half. Henry's corner. Well headed away by Rio Ferdinand.
Oh, that's a great ball by Paul Scholes.
Van Nistelrooij. Taking them all on.
Oh, it's a pity he didn't see Ryan Giggs make the run.
Well, the half-time whistle has gone. Ruud van Nistelrooij's goal, after 23 minutes of this game, separates the two sides. After he'd missed a good opportunity as well. Wes Brown is a bit of a worry at the end of the first half. He stayed down after that challenge from the corner, and is a worry for the manager. But his performance from his players has been fantastic. Fingers crossed Wes Brown will be okay, because when he comes round, he'll be delighted to hear that United have their noses in front at half-time, courtesy of a goal from Ruud van Nistelrooij after 23 minutes that separates the two sides at Highbury. At half-time, Arsenal 0, United 1. Stretch his job now. David Beckham! Welcome back. Delighted to say that Wes Brown is okay, and he is out for the second half, but John O'Shea isn't, so United have been forced to make a switch. Gary Neville is on, same switch as Newcastle. Silvestre to left back, Brown to centre half, and Gary Neville, of course, at right back.
Well, it's just a pity John O'Shea's gone off, causing all sorts of problems down that left-hand side. Not a bad substitute, is it? Not a bad fullback coming on.
Sol Campbell's ball forward, headed away by Ferdinand. Edu, of course, came on for Vieira, goes back to Campbell. Do you expect Arsenal to have a go at United at the beginning of the second half?
Of course I do, Steve. That's why United have got to stand strong and defend strong.
Pirès with the ball in, away by Ferdinand. Gilberto's header.
We know how well United played in the first half, Steve, particularly at the back. Got to give a repeat performance the second half.
Well, when they failed to score in their defeat at Blackburn the other week, as I say, only the second time in 71 Premiership games that Arsenal have failed to find the back of the net. And remember, when United beat them earlier in the season, that stopped the run of 56 consecutive games in the Premiership in which they'd scored in. So you do always expect the Arsenal goal.
Oh, more or less you're saying that we need to score another one, Steve. Is that what you're telling me?
Would you agree?
Yes. I hope I'm wrong.
So do I. Ljungberg.
Oh, he's made it look good, Ljungberg, hasn't he?
And Roy Keane's going to get booked.
Yeah, he's going to get booked. It's a free kick, no question about that, but a little double somersault from Ljungberg. Watch this, Steve. No, watch this. Oh, what a dramatic dive that is, isn't it? Wonderful. What would you give that in Olympic Games? 5.9?
The 42nd yellow card of Mark Halsey's season goes to Roy Keane. He gives Arsenal the free kick.
He might have a go here.
Edu. And Henry behind it. Edu, of course, who scored in the FA Cup game at Old Trafford with the help of that wicked deflection off the wall. It is to be the Brazilian. This time it goes short to Henry, and that was well watched by Nicky Butt.
Yeah, good attempt, Steve.
And Edu gets back with the challenge on Giggs. Here's Edu again. 4 goals this season in the games he's played. Long one from Keown. Well watched by Gary Neville.
I don't know if it's intentional, Steve, but a lot of the times United, when there's a spare... Oh, look at that for a dive. Referee, that is diabolical. Look. Dear me. I can't understand how referees fall for that. Traumatic, wasn't it?
Well, he's not the only one either. Pirès takes it quickly to Lauren.
I was just saying, Steve, at the back when they're defending Arsenal, when they get the ball at the back, United are quite happy to let Martin Keown have it. They don't want anybody else to have it. They let him have it because I would think probably he's not the best passer.
8 goals in 5 games for that man now. He's banging form.
Maybe he's not finished.
Let's hope so. He was jumping for that ball there. Keane won it second time. Silvestre. Ljungberg went down again. Solskjær might make that, and does. But to Scholes. And quickly out to Van Nistelrooij. He's got Giggs in support. Still Van Nistelrooij. Solskjær was offside.
Thought he was going to hit it, Ruud. When he made the run, Ollie, I thought Ruud's going to come inside and hit this. He elects to pass it to Ollie, and Ollie was 3 or 4 yards offside.
Instructions from the manager.
Pointing at somebody.
Paul Scholes was the recipient of that information. He would have been delighted in his half-time team talk, the manager, won't he?
Well, Ollie'd be wanting the same commitment, lads, in the second half.
Cole. Brown. Cole. Oh, would you believe that? A slice of luck for Arsenal. And it's Ashley Cole with the equaliser, with his second goal of the season, 5 minutes into the second half.
Well, what did I say before the game, Steve? It takes a lucky break. Arsenal got it in the cup match at Old Trafford. Ashley Cole certainly got it there. I mean, I think originally, Steve, when he's going in the box, he's looking to go down. We'll see here. I think he's looking to go down when he comes in here originally. I think maybe there. He gets in there, takes a deflection off Henry. That's what creates the goal. Little touch off Henry. That's what takes it away from the goalkeeper. Not the start we wanted, is it?
Or deserved. But here's Solskjær into the area, into the arms of Stuart Taylor. He was the man with the all-important deflection. Well, sometimes in a game where a team rarely threaten, they rely on that slice of luck. And as you say, Arsenal have got it again there.
They certainly have.
Can United hit back instantly? Scholes. Giggs. Taylor's got to come quickly, and he did. Silvestre it was who galloped forward.
Yeah, Silvestre's got to get back.
United have more defending to do here, which Nicky Butt does. Again, the customary Arsenal dive. Good break from United though. Giggs. And Nistelrooij peeling away one side. Silvestre bursting through the middle. Important challenge from Ljungberg.
I think that cross has took a deflection, Steve. The linesman's not seen it.
This certainly took a deflection.
Oh, this took a wicked deflection off Henry. How lucky can you get? It's not even going near the goal, it's going for a dead ball.
He's got Highbury alive again. Ferdinand's better ones. They've just got to keep their concentration in the shape now, United.
Yeah, they have to. It's a little bit of blow for them, Steve, a goal like that. Second time this season it's got a deflection against them from an Arsenal player. Oh, well, Arsenal have got a deflection in actual fact.
Well, the one thing Arsenal would have wanted, if possible, was to get back into this game as early as possible in the second half. And through that bit of luck, they've managed it. Now they've got a throw. Gary Neville out on the full. Cole to Pirès. That wasn't going to trouble Fabian Barthez. But clearly Arsenal buoyed with the equaliser, and United's got to stand firm.
Yes, they have to. There's no way they're not capable of scoring again, United, we know that. Well, they'll be stunned for a few minutes, Steve, with the lucky break that Arsenal have got again.
Gary Neville's header. And then Solskjær's. Awkward one for Keown. They do. Straight to Silvestre. Now Scholes. Giggs dropping off again. Solskjær's out on the right. Needs the early ball, and he was off balance.
No, he took his eye off the ball, Steve. He took his eye off the ball and looked along the line all it.
He will be sick. He knows they don't really deserve it.
I'm not so sure that Alec knows that took a deflection. I bet he'll not see it from where his angle is that he did. He'll probably not know it took a deflection.
Well, the two managers have had plenty to say leading up to this game. Arsene Wenger has beaten Alec Ferguson 10 times. Alec Ferguson has beaten the Frenchman 6 times. And there have been 3 draws. And it is level at Highbury here after 55 minutes. Solskjær wins that header. Is that strong enough? Only just.
Nearly made a mess of it, Campbell, didn't they? You always talk in football, Steve, that unlucky breaks against you evens itself out over the season. Will it?
Solskjær's flick. It'll come to Keane, and he couldn't keep it down under pressure from Ljungberg.
Yeah, just couldn't keep it down, Roy. Hence the ball up into the gods.
Well, the goal has been credited to Ashley Cole.
Well, when they see it again, they won't credit it to him.
Will he be claiming it? United won't be worried who's claiming it. They've got to get another goal for themselves and restore their lead. Ferdinand's helped that on inadvertently to Bergkamp, and got the ball across the penalty area. Keane. Dispossessed by Edu. Won back by Nicky Butt. And Nistelrooij was offside. Well, this game is about many things. It was also about the best defensive record in the Premiership. That was United. 29 goals in 33 games conceded against the highest scorers in the Premiership. That was Arsenal. 67 goals in 32 games. Well, Arsenal have now scored one, and United have conceded one. Bergkamp. Well, that was deflected as well, but that was off an Arsenal. Well, I thought that was off an Arsenal player.
That came off an Arsenal player. The referee had no idea, and the linesman certainly had no idea. Of course it came off an Arsenal player. Strange decision again.
Edu will take the corner. Keown and Campbell both in there. A lot of people around Fabian Barthez who elected to punch. Henry. Good challenge by Roy Keane. Now Giggs.
Great ball from Ryan Giggs.
Scholes knows he's got Silvestre in support if he needs it. It's asking a lot of him though. And he won't get the corner either.
Yes, it was asking a lot from. That's one of those lung busting runs as well, Steve, that hurts you. You've got to get back. Yeah, changed the goal, haven't he? Henry knows nothing about it. He knows nothing about the goal, Henry.
David Beckham is warming up. 32 minutes of this vital game still to go. Now finally poised at 1-1. He will feel very hard done by to have been pegged back, because Fabian Barthez hasn't had a save to make.
Well, just a little deflection caught him off balance, because the shot from Ashley Cole was going for a dead ball.
Sol Campbell. Keown, 10 years at Arsenal in this second spell. 36 in July. Gilberto. Campbell. Trying to pick out Henry. Well won by Silvestre. Drops to Gilberto though. Now Lauren. United are back in numbers. Well won by Butt. Now Scholes.
Yeah, just want to get hold of the ball, United, get a few passes going. Not with that, Rio, and Rio's not happy with that one either. Sorry, says.
Freddie Ljungberg there has an excellent scoring record against United. Scored on his debut here, of course, against them. 4 goals in his last 8 games. Been no threat tonight so far, though. And this, the 168th league meeting. 68 United wins, 63 Arsenal wins, and 36 draws. Very tight between these two clubs over the years. Tonight is no different. Henry. but back there helping out.
Yeah, he's got the throw in as well, Nicky. That took a deflection, for God's sake, linesman. Are you blind? That took a wicked deflection.
Pirès. Butt in again with the challenge. Ball comes into the penalty area. Neville, very cool in getting that away.
Well, that comes from a throw-in at the far side. It was a throw-in for United. Dear me.
Gilberto's ball forward. Henry is onside. He's done it again, Thierry Henry. He scores against United once more. A deflection for the first goal, but a clinical finish for the second. And United from 1-0 up on our 2-1 behind.
It's the marking, Steve. You watch the two centre defenders, they're caught asleep here. You see Henry, nobody near him. On the far side of Wes Brown, nobody near him at all. Why isn't somebody talking? He's left all on his own, nobody near him, inside the box. And well, he doesn't usually miss them from there anyway, does he? And he certainly doesn't miss that one.
Is he on?
Well, he's come back from an offside position to be on. But just the marking, Steve. Nobody picked him up at all.
Two goals in 12 minutes for Arsenal. Character needed now from United. Solskjær in, immediate equaliser. Back on level terms, and it's Ryan Giggs again with his 14th of the season. Arsenal led for a mere 30 seconds.
Well, it's the ball on from Nicky Butt. The ball on from Nicky Butt. It's a great cross. Or is it Ollie? No, it's Nicky Butt, of course. It's a great ball on.
Yeah, Nicky. Solskjær.
I thought it was Nicky Butt, Steve. It doesn't matter. Doesn't care. But Ryan's in there. And you know something? That's the boost United need. I think that's United need. I think Arsenal heads might drop a little bit. What a boost to United that is, getting that quick Arsenal. He knows it as well. Well, they're capable of getting another one, United.
Straight back on level terms. Laurent's ball forward.
That's a free kick, referee.
And he agrees with you. That won't count.
Well, he holds his hands up. You know he's climbed all over Rio Ferdinand.
Well, the instructions continue to be ushered out.
Is he making a switch?
Gary Neville to centre half, I think.
Yep.
No, Gary Neville to left back.
Neville to left back.
That is Silvestre back in the heart of the defence, and I was just about to say that had been a blow for United with Silvestre going out to left back.
Yes, it has, but I'll tell you something, Steve. United are back in this game, and I'm not talking about for a draw. They're back in this game with a vengeance. Arsenal are the team that are worried now. What a lift that is for United, that quick equaliser.
Well, have we got a 26 minutes on our hands now of Premiership football?
Oh, it's been cracking so far. It's going to get better, I think.
Giggs. Lovely touch. Where's Brown? Oh, Taylor was backpedaling.
Yeah, wonderful little bit of skill by Ryan Giggs.
And Thierry Henry will be credited with both Arsenal goals. His second one gave Arsenal the lead for a mere 30 seconds. Ryan Giggs straight down the other end with his 14th of the season to peg it back to 2-2.
Well, Lily Ferguson will be spitting feathers over the marking for that second goal of Arsenal's.
Ljungberg. Here he goes again, away by Gary Neville. Laurent will take the throw for Arsenal. The two best sides in the Premiership, the two most consistent sides since the Premiership began, are serving up another cracker for us here at Highbury. There's never been a Premiership season when either United or Arsenal haven't finished in the top two. Henry. He's got the cross in.
I must say, a great bit of play by Henry. There's 3 United players round him, and he still gets the cross across the face of the goal, and it just goes out on the far side. See, it's his pace, Steve, that always worries people. No matter who you are, when you've got pace like this guy's got, look at that, it goes away from him, the ball. For most players that wouldn't be good control, but it is for him because he can catch them.
Keown's header. Giggs.
Oh, that's brilliant again from Ryan Giggs.
Scholes was fouled there, surely. The referee has given it now. Gilberto, the offender.
Well, they might throw their big guns up here, United.
Is he making another adjustment?
Can you make a name for yourself, Rio? Here's the one that's up in the box. I think they need more than that in the box. There's only 2 players in the box.
Thierry Henry looks as though he's struggling as this free kick goes in. It's a free header clear for Keown. Not the most convincing one from Pirès. And it's back to Roy Keane. Put under pressure by Bergkamp. And Pirès is away. Brown is in tremendously well again.
Well, that's come off Pirès, Steve, right in front of us. No question about that, but the linesman still gives it the other way. I sometimes think you get paranoid on this station, but when you see some of the decisions particularly linesmen make, you wonder what the hell's going on.
Cole. Edu. Well watched by Silvestre. Quite a compliment to him that the manager should reshuffle the entire back four to accommodate him in central defence.
Well, he knows how well he's played in the first half, Steve.
Now Giggs.
I was just going to say there, he's been a pain in the backside to Arsenal all night, Ryan Giggs. As I say that, he gives the ball away for the first time tonight.
Over hit by Wes Brown by some distance. Still limping a little gingerly, Thierry Henry. Well, you always need to take a deep breath when these two meet. Never a dull affair, is it?
Well, you're talking about 2 of the best teams in Europe, if not in England. 2 of the best teams, of course they are. It's not certainly the 2 best in England.
Ashley Cole is onside. And Wes Brown puts it behind for a corner to Arsenal.
Well, United just get caught for a second there asleep, Steve.
Henry himself will take this corner. Barthez takes, good catch as well.
And a good throw.
To Giggs. Surely fouled there. And he's not happy with something. Someone said something that's upset Ryan Giggs there.
Well, I'm not sure which one he's shouting at. I think it could be, is it Ashley Cole he's shouting at, or is it? Is it Ashley Cole he's having a go at?
Yep.
Is he going to call Ashley Cole over? Come here, you. Well, it's Ljungberg that fouls him. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Well, Cole's not touched him either.
Words are still being exchanged. Cole and Keane this time. Free kick has now been taken. It's come off Giggs for an Arsenal throw. Pirès.
Oh, it's a strong tackle by Roy Keane and had to be made as well.
Nicky Butt. Silvestre switching it to Wes Brown. Scholes. He was caught late there by Gilberto.
The
referee plays advantage because Gary Neville has it. Solskjær's knocked down. Will it come down for Van Nistelrooij? He was unlucky there.
That is another dive by Pirès. How often is he going to get away with it? That is ludicrous, that. That is ludicrous, that. I mean, the ref... Well, he's given the free kick. Dear me.
Sylvain Wiltord's coming on for Arsenal. The former Bordeaux player. Plenty of pace. 11 goals this season as well.
Well, do you think Henry is the one that'll go? If I don't, because I don't think there's anything wrong with him, Steve, and that's a push. It's a little push on Wes Brown.
Be interested to see who makes way for Sylvain Wiltord.
Well, you just wonder, Steve, if United can get a little break. Arsenal's had one in the Cup, they've had one tonight. Can they get one?
And Nistelrooij is going to have to run that one. What's the referee?
Well done, Ruud van Nistelrooij, well done. Corner kick. Well, we see it often, centre-half shielding the ball from centre-forwards, and Ruud says, well, you're not shielding this one, I'm going to win this. He does and gets a corner kick.
Which Ryan Giggs will take with 16.5 minutes left on the clock at Highbury at 2-2. Headed away by Thierry Henry. Keane back to Barthez, with Pirès charging down. Campbell then wins the header to Edu. Strong challenge from Brown. Well, that was a fair challenge as well.
That's just strength and power that's won that, isn't it? Well,
Arsenal will now make the change, and it's a straight swap. Dennis Bergkamp off, and Sylvain Wiltord on. Bergkamp, who hasn't really been in the game tonight.
No, he hasn't, but what Wiltord adds is he's got pace, Steve. They'll be looking him for. Him and Henry up front with their pace.
Scored in the FA Cup tie, of course, at the Stretford end, and he has a special place, unfortunately, in Arsenal hearts. The man whose goal won the League Championship at Old Trafford last season. We do not need reminding of that. Straight up front alongside Thierry Henry, the French connection. For the final quarter of an hour of this game, and both sides out there at the moment know the likelihood of the next goal might just win it.
I think both of them want to win it, Steve. That's the way the game's been played.
Gilberto looking for Freddie Ljungberg. It's too strong for him. Scholes inadvertently off the referee Mark Halsey. To Wes Brown. To Solskjær. Neat touch from him. Still going, Solskjær in towards Van Nistelrooij. And then finally into the arms of Stuart Taylor.
Great play by Ole Solskjær, a little bit of panic in the Arsenal defence there.
It's a United throw, great tracking back from Ryan Giggs.
He's been tremendous up there tonight, Ryan Giggs.
Ferdinand. Now Nicky Butt.
Oh, he's just mishit it, Nicky. His intention was right. He was looking for Ryan Giggs, but just mishit it.
Keown. Cut out by Wes Brown. And since Silvestre went back in there, and since they got the second goal, they've looked a lot more settled, United.
Oh, they have looked a lot more self and a lot more confident. There's always a possibility the way they're playing, Steve, they might get another one.
Keane charging forward here. Gary Neville's through ball. Fouled by Gilberto.
Rio and Michael making their way forward.
They keep saying it, they're due a goal from a set piece.
Yeah, they're due a goal. They're due a header from across, Steve, somewhere along the way.
Giggs, the scorer of the second goal with his head, is going to deliver this one. Oh, and that might have come through to Ferdinand.
Campbell fortunate or delighted to get a touch to that.
Brown looking for some movement. Edu's long legs in the way. Now Solskjær. The referee's given handball.
No, he might have used his hand there to control it, Ollie.
He'll think they've done enough to win this.
I think so as well. I think a little bit of luck you would hope to get some time in the season. It's not come up for United yet.
Well, Arsene Wenger's going to make another switch. His final substitution is going to be Kanu. Meanwhile, this is Pirès. Round Brown, but not Butt.
I think that is a foul, Steve. I must say yes. Can't disagree with the referee there.
Nicky Butt joins Roy Keane in the referee's notebook. This is why.
Yeah, he just comes in a little bit late here and catches Pirès. We always complain and say that Pirès goes down very easy, but he does catch him. He had to go down there.
And this is a dangerous position.
Dangerous position with Henry. I think he'll attempt at goal, Steve. I know he's got a lot of big fellas up there, but I think he might have a go at this. Sometimes you wonder, sometimes should be somebody on the line. Maybe in this situation, yes. They're going to make the change. Kanu's only add a little bit more height in there.
He's coming on for Pirès. Wiltord will go on the right-hand side of midfield, presumably. And the Nigerian will go up front. It's only his 16th start, of course, having come back from cruciate knee ligament injury, Robert Pirès.
Well, I'm just saying, Steve, do you put somebody on the post here? I think you might be up to. When you're in on top of the goalkeeper like that.
A dangerous and nervous moment for United. Well, it isn't with a delivery like that. That is very Thierry Henry, unlike him.
I'm delighted.
He isn't.
He'll be wondering what happened there as well.
Ten minutes to go. Wiltord has indeed gone on the right-hand side of midfield. Kanu up front with Henry. Fresh injection for Arsenal.
Well, he holds the ball up well, Kanu hasn't he? He hasn't got great pace, but he's got great skill when he gets the ball at his feet.
It's well done again from Giggs. And Keane is trying to look for Solskjær. Can he get away from Ashley Cole? Campbell came across. He was always the favourite, in fairness, the England defender there.
Oh, he's off. He'll go off, Campbell. He'll go off, Campbell.
The linesman's seen something.
He'll go off here, Campbell.
Solskjær went down right in front of the referee's assistant.
Yeah, I think he's thrown his elbow up, Steve. The linesman straight away put his flag up. Straight away the linesman put his flag up.
And the Arsenal players have plenty to say.
Steve, it is the elbow, and there's only one decision the linesman can make and the referee can make. He's got to go. Oh, he's out. He's off.
He's off.
You
We
hear
heard the
elbow
conversation.
in the face. Yes, he's off.
We heard the conversation.
Yeah.
And for once, the referee's assistant has actually done something positive.
Yeah,
and
he's
spotted
off, no
something.
question.
And Campbell is sent off. And Arsenal will play the last 8 minutes of this game with 10 men.
I tell you, there could be one or two more of the Arsenal players in trouble if they don't move away.
You heard the assistant describe it as a deliberate elbow.
Well, it's not very often you hear linesmen make strong decisions, is it?
Well, that's what they're there for, Pat, and this is it.
Yeah, well, it's right in front of the linesman. He comes down, no question about that. That's an elbow. How can he argue? No question. Look at it. Oh.
So Sol Campbell, who missed the game at Old Trafford, having been sent off at Southampton with suspension, is sent off at Highbury.
Here's a chance, Steve, for somebody to get a header in this one, surely.
Arsene Wenger clearly doesn't agree with the referee's decision. Campbell is off for the second time this season. Here comes the free kick from Giggs. Headed away by Gilberto. High into the air. Arsenal struggle to get it clear. And that will be a goal kick.
When the French manager sees it in television, he'll agree. You'll not be able to argue with it.
And what does that do to the last 6.5 minutes?
United get the ball down and pass it, Steve. We know the way they can pass the ball, United.
Well, the Arsenal players having words with Solskjær.
Well, it's Ljungberg that's having a go at Ole Solskjær.
Well, in fairness, if you're ever going to pick a player who's not genuine, it wouldn't be Ole Gunnar Solskjær.
Well, sure, Ljungberg will get his name taken. Oh, he's not done anything. He's thrown his elbow there up and Stephen caught him. They're Ruud van Nistelrooij straight away.
He caught me. That's what Solskjær is telling him. He caught me.
He did catch him. I don't think there's any argument. It might not have been as bad as, thankfully, you would expect an elbow to be, but he did catch him.
Well won by Scholes. Ljungberg. Keane in strongly. Van Nistelrooij's offside.
Didn't have to be offside, Ruud. You didn't have to be. Yeah, he's right, the linesman, Steve. It's not saying that often you get linesmen make decisions. There's not a lot in it. Maybe a fraction.
Gilberto is now playing centre half for Arsenal as Ljungberg goes on. Silvestre, he slipped, thankfully so too did Ashley Cole.
Well done, Gary Neville. Gary Neville just shouts to Wes Brown, leave it.
Giggs in well. Now Solskjær. Van Nistelrooij. Foul.
Well, when you get Henry complaining about him going down, and he's one of the fellas that throws him down at every occasion, throws himself down.
Animation from Arsene Wenger. 5 minutes to go. 11 men United against 10 men Arsenal at 2-2. In from Brown. Who got the final touch to that? Answer, an Arsenal player, and Martin Keown. Corner to United. Throw, rather. No, it is a corner. Gary thought it was a throw. Well, it's there for the taking now for United.
Can they win a corner in the air, Steve? What an important one this would be if they could.
In from Solskjær. Scholes. Ferdinand was going for that, and Taylor came and threw it straight out to Thierry Henry. Good challenge by Nicky, but he's made a few of those this evening.
Yes, he has, and it's important, Steve, when you're playing against 10 men. You've always got to be aware at the back. You've always got to be defensively aware.
Edu's ball forward. Well watched by Silvestre. Inside the last 3 minutes now. Giggs. Scholes. Back to Keane. Every man bar Henry behind the ball for Arsenal. Remember, they'd made the substitutions with Kanu and Wiltord coming on. Brown looking for Solskjær. Free kick goes Arsenal's way. Lift it.
Yeah, he's asking the players, last few minutes, lads.
Well, one Arsenal goal has come from a deflection. Another Arsenal goal has come from the only moment, really, that the back four have switched off tonight. United have had more chances, but it's 2-2. 2 minutes to go. Ashley Cole. Arsenal throw. Henry, Arsenal were appealing, United rather were appealing for offside.
No, Gary Neville was played them all onside, Steve. It wasn't offside.
Nine of the 10 Premier League titles have gone either to United or to Arsenal. United, of course, have 7 of them. It will be going to Old Trafford.
Henry's just done what he done there for the goal, Steve. Come back from an offside position. Ball goes through to the goalkeeper, the linesman, and the referee let it go.
Old Trafford or Highbury this season. Can United get a winner inside the last 60 seconds? Keane to Nicky Butt. Gary Neville is coming in at the back post, and he got the header in as well.
Yeah, that's a good clearance by Lauren as well. Bit of desperation to get it away. I think Larry will throw, or rather Gary will throw this into the box. Come on, Rudd. No.
Gary Neville once more. Wasn't fouled. Henry. He was fouled. Well, we're about to enter stoppage time, and there will be 2 minutes to play.
Well, 3 stoppages. How many substitutions and a man sent off? It'll be more than 2 minutes.
Keane back to Ferdinand. Well, they all left it. Cole's left it as well. And he gets it away with Van Nistelrooij for company. Keane. Little slick from Ryan Giggs. Gives it to Kanu. Arsenal throw.
No, you can't take the throw, Nicky. You put it out.
Well, it's been a night for everyone with mixed emotions. It's been a roller coaster as ever, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, Campbell's going to miss a few matches, isn't it? Last few matches of the season. That'll be a big blow for them.
If it finishes 2-2, is that a fair result?
Yeah, overall, I suppose, yes, Steve.
This is Henry! What a fantastic save by Barthez. It was very nearly 3-2.
That was a magnificent save by Barthez.
Kanu. Last 30 seconds of stoppage time. Arsenal trying to win it as well. Here's Henry. And into the arms of his French colleague.
Well, a great shout by the goalkeeper. Can Ryan get a little run on this? Well, that's a free kick, referee. That is a free kick. I don't know what you're arguing about.
Well, the paying public won't want this game to finish.
No.
The two have gone at each other right from the off.
United will be disappointed with the little break Arsenal got with the deflection.
Another titanic battle between the Premiership's two most successful clubs. Alec Ferguson comes away from Highbury with a point after a 2-2 draw. After 2 goals, it will be credited to Thierry Henry. The first one with a huge slice of deflected